All right, let's go with Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, Derrick Rose returning, the Miami Dolphins having a competent offensive line. That's a good one. Mario Cristobal taking a knee to end the game. And let's get one more. Let's go with Joe Cronin not being a bum asshole. Those are 5 things that are closer to happening than the Miami Heat turning this season around. Because, of course, I haven't watched the post game yet. I haven't watched the press conference with Erik Spoelstra, but we already know what he's going to say. He's going to go out there and he's going to say, this team is close. He's going to say, we're about to turn a corner. He's going to say, don't let go of the rope. He's going to say, there's beauty in the struggle and joy on the other side. He's going to say, we're fighting demons out here. He's going to say a whole bunch of things, but say nothing at all. Because even Erik Spoelstra has no way of explaining how bad this Heat team is right now, as they drop their 5th straight game, this time to a very hobbled LA Clippers team who gave you every excuse in the book to win this game. They've lost 4 straight games on the road, 7 out of 8 on the road in total, so they've not been playing too great. They don't have Kawhi Leonard. They didn't have Norman Powell. They didn't even have Tyronn Lue to coach. They didn't have Ben Simmons either, who he's actually been playing okay there. And they were on the second night of a back-to-back. So you had a lot of reasons to win this game tonight. Actually, somehow, on the anonymous player prop betting app that doesn't sponsor me, so I'm not going to say their name, who doesn't sponsor me yet. I know I've been teasing this a few times. There's some things in the works. Make sure y'all subscribe because the support is greatly appreciated. But on that app, they actually had the Heat as a favorite to win today. They were minus 135. And I said, favorites versus the Clippers? Ain't no way. Now, actually, I didn't bet it because I don't like to root against the Miami Heat. But I knew that was good odds to take the LA Clippers there. But I did not. But anyways, yeah, the Heat literally gave up 119 points to the Clippers today. But it was on, 59% shooting. But for most of the game, it was in the 60s, which just cannot happen. And they gave up 48% shooting from 3 to the Clippers today. Even though the Heat shot pretty well from 3 today, they finished at 38% from 3, 14 to 37 overall. But for most of the game, it was better. But I guess the stat I should be telling y'all is the rebounding, where for the second game this year, the Heat made Ivica Zubac look like prime David Robinson. Because Zubac today, just to get his stats out of the way, that boy finished with 26 and 14. And I don't remember what his stats were last time they played, but I think it was even better than this. And as a total, the Clippers out-rebounded us by, they had 45 and the Heat had 29. Oh my God, the Heat got absolutely dominated on the boards. Khalil Ware, second rough game in a row, but he's a rookie. He's skinny. Zubac is a beast. So obviously you'd expect Ware to put some muscle on as he gets older, and hopefully games like tonight can't happen because he really wasn't that great at all. But yeah, we'll get into some of my notes here. So in the first quarter, Tyler Herro, his rough shooting from 3 continued on the night from 3 today. Tyler Herro finished 2 of 7, but he was relatively efficient overall, 13 to 23 from the field. But the threes haven't been falling. And in the first quarter, he got a lot of buckets getting inside, particularly to the mid-range, and he was hitting that floater. And I know to start the season, we really praised Tyler Herro's change in shot diet because Spoelstra, basically, we know how he said, eliminate the mid-range, get to the rim, or take threes. And Tyler Herro really took that to heart. And to start this season, we didn't really see Herro utilize the mid-range as much, at least earlier in the games. And it was beneficial to him because he was shooting a 3 at such an insane clip. But obviously, he's starting to come back down to earth. The three-point shooting is not what it once was. So I kind of wanted to see him start to get back to that mid-range a little bit, get more comfortable, get the jump shot going, and then maybe eventually stretch back out to the three-point line because his three-point numbers have been bad. But today, we did see that from him. He had a lot of great drives. He got to the free throw line a handful of times, too, I think. Only 3 free throw attempts today. But he did have some other nice drives, I guess, that I'm remembering. And that floater was just so great. So if I'm Tyler Herro, don't be scared to maybe lean into that a little bit more because today he only had 7 3-point attempts, which is down from what he's been doing. So maybe I would continue to try to do that because overall Tyler Herro wasn't that bad today. Numbers-wise, he was great. I had 31, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. Defensively, honestly, everybody was getting cooked out there. But he was pretty efficient today from the mid-range, so I just want to see some more of that. Unfortunately, though, Bam Adebayo was not good today. He only took like 1 shot in the first quarter, and on the day, he finished 2 of 7 from the field. Now, great players will do other things. So although he only had 6 points, Bam Adebayo did have 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 steals. But I think it's very weird that we almost never, now it has happened before, but we almost never see Herro and Bam have really big games together. I want to know if that's a coincidence or if it's very hard for both of them to thrive at the same time. Now, I wouldn't think so because, yes, Tyler Herro was ball dominant, but he's also not bad at being a catch-and-shoot guy. Bam Adebayo, who can score with the ball, he's also not bad at being a rim runner or being used in the pick and roll. We've seen them connect on alley-oops multiple times, so I do think those guys have a good connection, maybe even better than we saw with Jimmy and Bam, because same thing with Jimmy and Bam. Those two could have great games together, but they didn't really mesh together in the sense that they didn't really play off each other. I feel like Tyler and Bam play off each other a bit more, but for some reason, they never really thrive in the same game. You might get big numbers from Herro and Bam, but if it won't be super efficient by either one of them. So I just wonder if that's a coincidence or not. Because in theory, I think their player styles should work well together. It really hasn't. Because again, today you have another big game from Herro and really not much from Bam. That is really disappointing that he was only able to get 7 shots. But, you know, I trust Bam Adebayo. He's been playing his ass off as of late. I do look for him to have a monster performance in the next game. Which I forget it was against. I guess we could check real quick just to kind of see what that. Oh, geez, it's Boston. Oh, God, that's going to be a tough one for Bam. Although I do believe Porzingis is still out with like some unknown sickness or some illness, they say, which is kind of scary. But either way, that's a tough matchup from Bam Adebayo. But hey, you want to be a superstar? Go out there and dominate. Have a nice bounce back game. But we'll see what happens next game. But yeah, at the end of the first quarter, Haywood Highsmith clipped James Harden barely. Harden got 3 free throws that put the lead to 10 after 1. So although the Heat kept things close for the most part, the Clippers were still up double digits after 1. Harden was just working that whistle all day, as he does. One of the most frustrating players to watch. And then in the second quarter, the Heat would get down as much as 13, but Duncan Robinson really got going. I think Duncan Robinson actually hit 5 threes today. He was a guy that really helped keep them in it and prevented them from getting blown out from the jump. Because Duncan Robinson today, 5 of 9 from 3, and he continues some hot shooting over the last couple of weeks, so I don't want that to be forgotten about either. But then you had what Eric Reed was calling the play of the season, which I got to be honest, I think they were overhyping it a lot. Like, play of the season? Like, you've had Bam Adebayo hit a buzzer beater game winner. You've had Tyler Herro hit game winners late in games. Like, you've had better plays than this, but I get it. Eric Reed was hype in the moment, and maybe he was just hyped because it ended in a Rozier 3, which you can never bank on him to hit one of those. But basically what the play was, Pelle Larsson basically tipped an inbounds pass by the Clippers. He dove on the floor once. He dove on the floor a second time, and then he kind of dove on the floor a third time, like just reaching out for this loose ball. All out, max set from Max Hustle, and you gotta love it from Pelle Larsson. He was able to get the ball and swing it to Terry Rozier, who hit a 3, and that cut the deficit to 4. I love the effort from the Heat on that part. As you had Zubac on the ground, I think, for like a little bit. But other than that, it was just Jaime Jaquez and Pelle Larsson on the ground. And 99% of the time, the first guy to hit the floor is going to be the guy that gets the loose ball, and that was Pelle Larsson. And you know Spo loves that. I mean, Pelle ended up playing the entire second quarter today after doing that, and he played 28 minutes today overall. So that's a great hustle play from Pelle Larsson. Terry Rozier hit the 3 to cut it to 4. You're thinking this might be a little bit of a run where he could finally take the lead. Clippers call timeout. They come back, and Nick Batum hits a 3. Of course, as Heat fans, we despise Nick Batum because in that play-in game last year versus 76ers, the one in which Kelly Oubre took out Jimmy Butler, Nick Batum just went berserk and kind of stopped any chance of the Heat winning that game and not having a matchup versus Boston in the first round. So Batum killed us then. He hit that big 3 today. Next offensive possession for the Miami Heat, Terry Rozier gets the ball back. He's trying to go to work, and he hits the top of the backboard. Not the side of the backboard. He was baseline, but he hit the top of the backboard. How? I don't know. I've been playing basketball almost every day for the last 15 years of my life. I've never done that before. That's a damn lie. I'm certain I have. But I'm not getting paid $20 million to play basketball. So just one play after Terry has a nice play. He does something stupid. But that's the Terry Rozier experience, ladies and gentlemen. Khalil Ware was getting cooked by Zubac in that quarter. And I was going to say I really liked Wiggins' defense on James Harden. But other than Wiggins, Harden was frying everyone, especially Pelle Larsson. Although Pelle and Duncan had a really great double team on Harden at the end of the quarter, which led to a Tyler Herro breakaway dunk. So it was actually a 5-point game at the half. So it was a pretty close deficit at that point. But Pelle Larsson in general, they were hyping up his defense all broadcast. Like, we need to chill on that. I'm a big fan of Pelle Larsson. Y'all know this. I've said that has the potential to be great at a lot of different things because right now he's shown an ability to pass and defend and shoot and play make and rebound and everything. But at this current point, he's not a great defender. I don't know why we keep acting like he is. Like, he is average at defense. Now, he competes hard and he has the intangible tools to be great one day. He has the size, the strength. He's built like a horse. He's got the athleticism, but he still gets cooked a lot on defense, and he fouls quite a bit, although I don't think he got a great whistle today. Even times when he was being aggressive driving on the offensive end, I thought he got hit. He didn't get a great whistle. That's a rookie, second-round pick. It's going to happen. But he's not a great defender. He's not even close to what Haywood Highsmith is at this point. So I think we just need to chill on that for now. I don't like Pelle out there guarding James Harden when you got a guy like Davion Mitchell or Andrew Wiggins. And even Davion today, 17 minutes. Davion barely played last game, didn't play too much in the second half. He was a guy for his first couple of weeks here, or first week or so. He looked like Spoelstra was obsessed with playing him. Now he barely can't get any run. I don't know what the purpose of that is. But in the third quarter, not a surprise. Spo decided to bench Khalil Ware, but his answer, because Ware was getting cooked by Zubac, that's why I wasn't surprised. But his answer to that is to start Haywood Highsmith. Like, how many times do I got to tell y'all? Haywood is not a starting power forward. He's 6'4". Oh, but he's got a positive wingspan. Oh, great. So he's got a 6'9" wingspan. So Zubac is 7 feet, like 240 pounds of muscle. He can't mess with that. Not that he's guarding Zubac. You know, Bam was guarding Zubac at that point, but still. And we saw the effects of playing such a small power forward to start the third quarter because Bogdan Bogdanovic absolutely got cooking. He hit a three, he got a layup, but then the second three that he hit was off the Clippers' third chance at scoring that possession. And it's not even like Zubac was getting the rebounds. You had James Harden get the first offensive rebound, or Bogdan, I think, got the first offensive rebound. They missed. James Harden got the second offensive rebound. Back to Bogdan, bang, hits the three. So, like, I know Spoelstra was saying a couple games ago that he didn't have Ware close the fourth quarter because he wanted Haywood out there. He wanted Davion, more perimeter-oriented guys to help stop the other team from hitting threes. It doesn't work, Spo. He said that actually after the Knicks loss is when he said that. And they lost that game. And then he starts the third quarter like this, and boom, Bogdan Bogdanovic gets going. They can't guard him on the perimeter. You can't get a rebound. Stop playing him at the four. It doesn't work. We've seen it, Spo. But although Bogdan got going early, Andrew Wiggins also played really well. He had the first 8 hEaT points in that quarter. And then actually later in the quarter, he hit another three with about 2.5 minutes to go. And that cut the cut the deficit to 4. So I think the closest the hEaT were at that point in the game. And then the hEaT would get a stop. They would have an easy fast break with a chance to cut it to a single possession. And they absolutely botched like a 3-on-1 fast break. New guys on the team, same problem. They haven't been able to run a fast break for 3 years now. That continues today. How do you mess up a 3-on-1 fast break? I don't know. I don't get it. And that time, I think, was like Wiggins and Tyler on the break, and they just can't do it. And it's sad because any chance they have to make these easy momentum plays to really dig into the lead, get right on the doorstep of taking the lead, they botch it. They can't do it. And then following that play, Zubac had an and one dunk. So it's like, you know, every chance you had just went the complete other direction within seconds. They were down as little as 3. They did cut it to 3 in that quarter, but it was 8 at the end of the fourth quarter. And they never had a shot in the fourth quarter. Bogdan Bogdanovic still went berserk. He was absolutely frying whoever the hell was guarding him. Jordan Miller even got some run, and I want to shout out Jordan Miller because University of Miami legend. Can't forget what he did on that Final Four run just a couple years ago. Him and Isaiah Wong were absolutely hooping for the Miami Hurricanes. Shout out Norchet Omir. That team was so fun to watch, and I'm really happy to see Jordan Miller really crafting a role for himself in the NBA. And then that was it. I don't really have no other notes for the fourth quarter other than with like 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. They spent forever reviewing this Harden foul. Wiggins might have got a fingernail on Harden, so Spo challenged it. The challenge was unsuccessful. The whole coaching staff was mad. They were talking to the refs for like 5 minutes. And Mark Davis was the head official tonight. He's my least favorite ref in the NBA. Because if you remember, in the bubble, game 2, I think, versus the Milwaukee Bucks, he called the worst foul I ever seen when Goran Dragic just stood there like this. And they said that Dragic fouled Chris Middleton on a 3. At the end of the game, Middleton, of course, hit 3 free throws and sent the game to overtime. But then actually, that is the same game, I think, where Jimmy got fouled with 0 seconds on the clock. And if y'all remember, Jimmy hit 2 free throws literally with 0 seconds on the clock. He only needed to hit 1. Never seen anything like that in my life. So that was Mark Davis. But I can't forget that foul that he called on Goran Dragic. So Mark Davis is one of my biggest ops for life also. Point is, though, the Heat were down 12 with like less than 3 minutes to go. It doesn't matter. Challenge successful, unsuccessful, who cares? You can barely score 12 points in a quarter. You're not going to score 12 points in the final 3 minutes to overcome that deficit. Anyways, we'll run through the box score real quick here, talk about some of the guys that we did not. Andrew Wiggins today, 22 points, 5 assists, 9 to 17 overall. He really got going in that second half after a slow first half. I like what Andrew Wiggins has brought to the team. That continues tonight. We talked about Bam's struggles. Khalil Ware only played 18 minutes, 4 points for him, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. Couple of rough games in a row for the rookie. Big matchup coming up versus Boston. I'm very curious to see how he plays, which I think is going to be his first time playing them this season, at least with real starter minutes. We talked about Tyler Herro. Good numbers tonight in a loss. That's the trend. I don't know why. And it's not just him. I mean, Bam and Adebayo's been putting up great numbers too, and they've been losing. So what does that say about them? I don't know. I mean, I think they're good players, but just doesn't translate to wins. Davion Mitchell barely played today, had 6 points in 17 minutes. And he was good early too. He hit a 3, and then he hid behind James Harden on the inbound, and then stole the ball right back and got a layup, had like 5 points in like 6 seconds. I like Davion. Why is he playing 17 minutes? Maybe it's because they know the season is cooked, and they don't want to showcase him because he's a restricted free agent, and they don't want another team to give him a big deal. Look, 200 IQ a play, Spo. I see you. And then off the bench today, I mean, Haywood played a little bit, 0 points. Rozier played 16 minutes. He shot 3 of 8. Whoop-de-doo. We talked about Duncan Robinson. Great game. And then Pelle Larsson had 10 points on 3 of 8 shooting. So not super efficient either, but good effort by the kid. And Jaime Jaquez got 6 minutes. He hit a 3, but I think Spo's just trying to give him a couple minutes a game as to not completely kill his confidence. But anyways, that's all I got to say for this game. They got Boston next. Oh, good Lord. That being said, if they beat Boston, I'm going to be screaming, we back. I'm warning you right now. So no one call me a hypocrite in the comments because I'm telling you right now. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out, everyone.
Pull up in your city trying to get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.